Welcome back, everyone. I am going in this video give you the part 2 of it, which is the home office for Justin rather, and he's got a photography business in here. So again, I'm going to use a detailed network diagram. I'm going to click on, once I click on this, I can click on create. And notice that I have some network and peripherals, network locations, network symbols, servers. We're going to need computers and monitors. So if you don't have them there, very simple, just click on more shapes and then you can choose them under networking and you can choose the ones you want. So you can see these are all the ones that I have a little checkbox there. So we're good. So we're going to do this the way I would set up a home office. So your way may be slightly different, but this is the ultimate best way that you can do it for maximum security. So the first thing I need to do is find a laptop, any computer, so we can do that. So let's go to computers and monitors and see what we have. So here's a PC. I'm going to put it here, and I will put a laptop, and I will put it here, and then I'm going to align them later on. So then according to them, the digital camera is going to connect to the laptop. So I'm going to put it in between. So where is digital camera? When you can't find what they are, you want to go in and look at the different ones that are available. And remember, I have computers and monitors, detailed networks, and peripherals. They're in those in that one in here. So what I would do is write down where they are. So let's take a look at this in here, detailed network in here. So there's really nothing exciting that we need in here. So here's network and peripherals, and we are going to need a wireless access point. We are going to need a printer or a multifunctional device, and you can see all the different things in here. Now we're not going to use a cell phone, but we are going to use an IP phone. So let's just take the ones that we have available for us. We know we're going to need a firewall. We know we're going to need a wireless access point. And we are going to need a router. Now, let me explain how a home network could work if you have something from Comcast or AT&T. They normally have a wireless router with 1 or 2 ports extra that you can plug in some devices through an Ethernet cable. And that also functions as a mini firewall. It's really not in your best interest to do it that way. So I will explain it as we go in here. So I'm going to put in a multifunctional device as a printer. So he can put it in here. We don't really need a video camera. We don't need a video phone and things of that nature. So let's go down to network locations. And we're going to use the cloud. So the cloud is just going to be a COM link. So let's go back in and do some fill-in work. So again, start with the computers and monitors and do the things that you need. So we don't have anything that we really need in here. So we're just going to go back down to network diagrams. We don't need a repeater or anything over here. So we're going to go back to network and peripherals. And let's take a look at what we have here. So we have the router. And I will explain this in a minute. And then we're going to have a COM link, which again, you can put it in. It's not really necessary. It's just a nice way of doing things. And then we're going to need, we put the modem in here. We want a switch. And what the switch will do, it will connect all of the devices to one. You don't really want your wireless router connected directly to the modem and bypass it. And likewise, you don't want your laptop, which would probably be wireless, connected to your wireless access point and then directly connected to the router. So what you want to do is connect all these switches, use a switch and connect all the peripheral devices. So now we just need to find a digital camera, which is under network and peripherals. And I'm going to put it in the middle here. So the digital camera will connect with a USB cable to the laptop, so we don't really have to worry too much about this. So I'm going to move this printer out of the way for right now. And what I want to do is start connecting these things. Now I can line these up nice and peachy keen. So let me just select these here. So all 4 of these are selected. And I'm going to go to align. And I want to choose align middle. And then we can position these things and we can distribute horizontally to give a little bit of space in between everything. Now, technically, we can make this a little bit bigger if you want. Again, that's semantics and cosmetics. So I showed you in the last video on how to put text in. So I'm just going to show you quickly on one. And I want to keep this video a little bit shorter. So all you have to do is right click and choose text, edit text. And this is going to be our router, and I'll do a few more. This will be our firewall. Now on yours, you want to make sure that everyone is labeled. And this will be our access point. This will be our switch. And I'm going to leave the remaining ones there. So we have everything done here, really nice. You know, again, you can make the text of these switches and the routers and all that other stuff bigger if you want, just by clicking on this. Not necessary to do it. So let's line up these here in the bottom. Make sure that you have the pointer tool connected so you don't run into an issue. And I'm selecting them all, or you can control click them. So let's go to align, and we'll align middle one more time. And then let's see. I'm not going to do the distribute evenly for right now because I don't want them all the way out. So what I need to do now is connect everything, which is fairly easy. Just remember, anything that's wired is going to get connected to the switch. The switch is going to get connected to the firewall and the access point again here. So let me get rid of this. Not sure what I did there. So what I have here now is connector. So I'm going to start with the PC, which just happens to be here. And if your connectors don't go directly exactly the way you want them, not a problem. Now our switch gets connected to the firewall. The access point gets connected to the switch. And let's see what we have here. Our router gets connected to the firewall. And then, of course, our firewall goes to the router, which goes to the internet. And then all we need to do now is connect our printer in here. Now, the reason why I connected the printer to the router, or to the switch rather, is so that it will get an IP address. And what will happen here is this way: the printer can be used by the laptop, it can be used by the desktop, and if you get any other computer in here, whether it be wireless or not, it can be used in here because you'll be able to print through the network in here instead of it being hard covered. So that is pretty much how it is. So let me explain a little bit more one more time. What you want to have always in a business environment, you always want to have the very last thing is your router. So let me connect here. Then the router goes to the internet. To protect everything, you want everything to be connected to the firewall and to the router. So what that means, anything that comes in from the internet must go through the router and then to the firewall. So we're going backwards. So once it hits the firewall, it's going to get blocked if it's anything malicious. If you don't do it that way, then it's very easy for it to get turned around. Now, yes, you can put the firewall after the router, but it's really not good to do that. You want to go through the firewall. Different people may share a different opinion on that, but this is, to me, your best case practice in here, so you have nothing that you really ever have to worry about. So that is it, and then you can put in, if you want, some text and put in here, this is Justin's photography. And hopefully I spelled it right, which I probably did not. Let me just check the specs to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I'm missing an IP phone. Okay, well, we need an IP phone. IP phone is in detailed network diagram. Now, it kind of doesn't look like a phone, so I'm going to put an IP phone here. Now, again, the IP phone works off of the network. So you can actually have it connected directly to the switch and wherever the IP phone is, and that can be connected to his desk, sitting on top of his desk. So that's irrelevant. I'm actually going to move it by his desktop. And don't worry about it if these things don't line up. And let's see if we're missing anything else. Digital camera we have in here. So you're going to use a digital camera would actually connect through a USB, which I'm not going to put in here. Now, if you didn't like this IP phone, there are other phones that you can use. You know, again, look at the different ones in here. So nothing that we like here. Nothing really good here. So if you didn't like that phone, you could use one of the other phones. Nothing in here that is exciting. So, you know, find a phone that you like. And let's look at network symbols. Nothing exciting there. So, you know, again, I chose a multi-device for the printer. So he want to have something that scans in here. The specs don't say one way or the other. And, you know, again, if you don't like this over here as the phone, find another phone in here, and there's two other phones that you can use right here. So here's the telephone. So we'll just put this in here if you don't like that. But this specifies that it's an IP phone, where this would just be like a regular landline or however way you hook it up. So that is it for this one. I hope that it helps. And again, as always, if you have questions, please feel free to let me know, and I'll do my best to help you. So have a wonderful, wonderful day.